Phoebe and Phog, Book 3. Phoebe and Phog, for Phoebe and all her friends. Phoebe and her mum and dad were out in Victoria Park, and Phoebe, as usual, was riding her little red trike. And, as usual, she was pedalling just as fast as she could. "Hey, Phoebes!" shouted her dad. "Don't go out of sight." "OK," yelled Phoebe, not slowing down even for a minute. Just then the path went round a bend and behind some bushes. Almost immediately she screeched to a stop, because standing right in the middle of the path was her little fox with his very bushy tail. "Good afternoon, Phoebe," said Foxy. But, what are you doing here?" stammered Phoebe. Then she added a little crossly, "And you shouldn't be standing in the middle of the path. I almost ran you over." "Don't worry," said Foxy. "I saw you coming first." Then he added, "Do you want an adventure?" "That would be brilliant," said Phoebe. But then she suddenly remembered what her dad had said about not going out of sight. "But I mustn't be long," she said. "I don't want Mum and Dad to worry." "Don't worry," said Foxy. "They'll be fine." And with that he gave a huge wink. Phoebe felt a bit odd just for a second, but then Foxy said, "Come on, follow me," and he trotted off into the woods. Phoebe and her little red trike pedalled after him, and then suddenly they came into a little clearing. Phoebe's eyes opened wide in amazement, for there in the clearing were several of her friends. There was Puss, the funny green cat. "Hi, Phoebes," said Puss. Oh, hi, Puss," said Phoebe in amazement. "Hi, Phoebes," said Rabbit. "Wow, you're here too," stammered Phoebe. "Of course," said Rabbit importantly. Then he added, "We've got lots to do." "Yeah, right," thought Phoebe. But just then she heard a mobile phone ringing and wondered where on earth it could be coming from. She was even more astonished when Foxy reached inside his coat and took out his phone. He motioned to the others to keep quiet. "Yep, right, sure, we're on our way," he said quickly. Then addressing the friends, he said, "OK, Phog, let's go. There's a little boy on the other side of the park by the swings, and he's been bullied by some older children. This is a job for us." "Hang on a minute," said Phoebe. "Who's Phog? What do you mean by job? And why us?" "Start pedalling," commanded Foxy, "and I'll explain on the way." With that, Foxy, Puss and Rabbit all jumped onto the little red trike, and Phoebe found herself pedalling faster than ever towards the swings. "OK," said Foxy. "You deserve an explanation." "Quite so," said Phoebe, feeling very disgruntled. "It had better be good." "Well," said Foxy, "for the last few years we've been by your side looking after you and helping your mummy and daddy keep you safe. But now we think you're old enough to start helping other people." "But how?" said Phoebe. "And who is Phog?" "We'll show you how," said Foxy. "And Phog is Phoebe's gang." Just then they got to the swings, and they could see that the bigger children had pushed the little ones off, and that one little boy was very near to tears. "OK, Phog," said Foxy, "we're going in." The four friends and the little red trike pedalled straight up to the biggest of the bullies. Foxy said, "Excuse me, but these swings are meant for the smaller children. Would you please go on to the other ones?" "Ha! Make me," scoffed the bully. Phoebe, by this time, was getting very nervous and wondering if Foxy was going to get them into lots of trouble. "I really think you should get off those swings now," said Foxy very calmly. Puss was standing on one side of Foxy and Rabbit on the other. They showed no signs of being frightened, but Phoebe was trying to make herself look small so no one would see her. "Like that's going to happen," said the bully, laughing to his friends. "OK," said Foxy very slowly. "We asked nicely, so don't say we didn't warn you." "Pedal away," said Foxy. "Hang on, everyone." And with that, the little red trike started going round and round the bullies. Faster and faster they went. Foxy's tail was flying, Rabbit's ears were flapping, and Puss's smile was getting wider and wider. The bullies wondered what was going on at first, but then they found themselves getting dizzier and dizzier. All of a sudden they started falling over and staggering around. Very soon they'd all fallen off the swings and were begging Phoebe and her gang to stop going round and round. The little red trike and the four friends gradually slowed down, and when they stopped they could see the bullies slinking over to their own swings. All the young children, including the little boy, were laughing at them and jumping up and down excitedly, and soon they were all happily swinging away again. "Wow, that was awesome," said the little boy. "Phog was happy to be at your service," said Rabbit, and Pussy's grin got wider and wider. As they pedalled off, they could hear the children laughing happily again and talking excitedly about Phog. "Phew," said Phoebe breathlessly when they got back to the clearing. "What an adventure that was!" But then she suddenly remembered her mum and dad. "Oh no," she exclaimed. "They'll be so worried. I must get back." "See you all again," she shouted over her shoulder as she pedalled back. What she didn't see, though, was the huge wink which Foxy gave. "Come on, little red trike," panted Phoebe. But as she came round the corner, she could see her mum and dad, who appeared to be fast asleep on a bench. "Wake up, sleepyheads," she shouted as she pedalled up. Her mum opened her eyes and yawned deeply. She frowned. "I was just resting my eyes." "Yeah, right," thought Phoebe. "So what have you two been up to?" said her dad. "Well," Phoebe began, but then changed her mind. "Oh, nothing much," she said, and she and the little red trike smiled at each other. In the distance they could hear the excited cries of the little children playing on their swings. The end. With love from Paw Paw and Gung Gung. Bye bye.